Now we will see that how do you find the electric field intensity due to the charged solid sphere. Charged solid sphere. Halo shell is nothing but there is no matter inside of the sphere. This is solid sphere, nothing but the charge is, this is volume charge, nothing but charge is uniformly distributed throughout the sphere. Nothing but the charge is distributed throughout the body. The radius of the sphere, you take it as a small a. This charge is distributed throughout with a charge density of rho v. This is very, very important. Rho v. Previous case rho s, that is surface only, but it is a volume. That's why we have taken as a rho v. In this case also, we are trying to find out what is the electric field intensity at three different cases. One is outside of the sphere, on the sphere, and inside of a sphere. The first case, we want to find out what is the electric field intensity outside of the sphere. So here you take the point P. Again you select a Gaussian surface as a sphere with a radius R. This is differential surface area ds bar. The differential surface area ds bar. Again, from this charged body, the flux is in a radial direction. The flux in a radial direction. Now we are applying the Gauss law. So whenever we apply the Gauss law, from the statement of the Gauss law, charge leaving from the Gaussian surface is equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface, that is pi c. See, charge leaving from the Gaussian surface, that we can write as a surface integral d bar dot ds bar. This is equal to the d bar, we can write it as a, see here, the d bar we can write it as a dr air bar. ds bar is nothing but a differential surface area which is perpendicular to the radius of a sphere, in a spherical coordinate system, that we are writing as a r square sin theta d theta d pi ar bar. This is surface integral. If you complete this one, dr, see here you can take the d, already you have taken the d, so you take better to take d r square sin theta d theta d pi ar bar. Again this value becomes a 1. Double integral, surface integral is nothing but a double integral. Now d square r square take outside, dr square integral sin theta, where theta will be varying from 0 to pi. Again, pi will be varying from 0 to 2 pi d pi. Now this value becomes a dr square. This value becomes a 4 pi. This is equal to 4 pi r square to d equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So up to here we calculated the surface integral of d bar dot ds bar. Nothing but how much flux is leaving from the Gaussian surface. Now we have to find out how much charge is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So how much charge is enclosed by the Gaussian surface means the charge on a body, the sphere. Now here, in case of sphere, the volume charge density is defined. So here, rho v is nothing but a volume charge density, that is equal to dq by dv. Now dq equal to rho v into dv. Take the integration both sides. Q equal to volume integral of rho v into dv. This we can write it as a rho v into volume integral of dv. This is nothing but a volume of the sphere. This is equal to rho v into 4 pi by 3 a cube. Nothing but a 4 pi by 3 r square. Here r is nothing but a radius of a sphere. That's why we have taken as a cube. Now this is equal to this q equal to this one. How much charge is there on the sphere? The total charge will be enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So these two quantities are equal. So whenever these two quantities are equal, 4 pi r square d equal to rho v into 4 pi by 3 a cube. 4 pi by 3 a cube. Now 4 pi gets cancelled. D equal to, because we want to find out the flux density. That's why we are finding the D. D equal to rho v a cube by 3 r square. This is magnitude. Now I assign the direction for this one. Nothing but the flux in radial direction. That's why a r bar. This becomes a vector quantity. So why I have taken the a bar means the direction of the flux coming from the sphere, charge sphere in radial direction. That's why here we have taken as a r bar. Now E bar equal to d bar by epsilon. In place of d bar, you substitute this one, rho v a cube by 3 r square epsilon a r bar. This is the expression for the electric field intensity outside of the sphere. Outside of the sphere. First case. Case 1. In case 2, we are going to find out what is the electric field intensity on the sphere. So whenever we want to find the electric field intensity on the sphere, now we take a Gaussian surface which is exactly passing through the surface of a sphere. This is charge sphere. Now here we want to find out the electric field intensity. This is R. R is nothing but the distance between the center of a sphere to the point P where we are going to find out the electric field intensity. Where we are going to find out the electric field intensity. See here the P is here in this second case. So whenever the P, we have taken the surface of the sphere. Now R equal to A. R equal to A. In the first expression, now we substitute the R equal to A. That gives the electric field intensity on the sphere. Electric field intensity on the sphere. In case 2. In case 2, in place of R, now you take the A. Now E bar equal to rho v a cube by 3 epsilon a square into a r bar. So this gets cancelled. Finally, you are getting the rho v into rho suffix v into a by 3 epsilon a r bar. A r bar. Next, we are going to find out what is the electric field intensity inside of the sphere. Third case, case 3. In case 3, now here in this case we have taken the point inside of the sphere. Here we have taken the point P. Here you have taken the point P. R is defined as this distance R. Now you take a Gaussian surface which is exactly passing through with the radius R. This dot in circular ring is nothing but a Gaussian surface. Again we have to apply the Gauss law, that is equal to psi equal to Q. See here, you take the differential surface area perpendicular to the R, ds. In the first case we derived that this we can write it as a surface integral d bar dot ds bar. Finally we got this value in first case. The same exactly we are getting the same value here. This value we are getting as a d 4 pi r square. You are getting this one 4 pi r square. This is equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So 4 pi r square. If you complete the surface integral of d bar dot ds bar, what we have done in first case, we are getting the same value d into 4 pi r square. D into 4 pi r square. That is equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Now here, we have to find out how much charge is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. But in this case, the Gaussian surface, see here, in this case, this is the volume. How much volume is enclosed with the Gaussian surface, that we have to calculate. So how much volume is, the volume enclosed with the Gaussian surface equal to 4 pi by 3 r square. 4 pi by 3 r square. Into volume charge density rho v, this is equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. See here, we are assuming that the charge is uniformly distributed. The charge is uniformly distributed. See how much volume is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. How much volume is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. That should be multiplied with rho v, that gives the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Now this is equal to this one. Now d into 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square equal to 4 pi by 3 r square rho v. Now here 4 pi gets cancelled. Find the d. D equal to this is background. Okay. Now here QC is nothing but a charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So how we are going to find out the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface means, see here, rho v into volume enclosed by the Gaussian surface, that is equal to 4 pi by 3 r cube. This is equal to charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. This is equal to this one. This is equal to this one. Now substitute this value here. So whenever you substitute this value here, d into 4 pi r square equal to rho v into 4 pi by 3 r cube. 4 pi by 3 r cube. 4 pi gets cancelled. Now you find the d equal to rho v into r cube by 3 r square. This gets cancelled. Now the d equal to rho v into r by 3. Now we converting into the vector form. This d bar equal to a r bar. This is representing the magnitude. This is representing the magnitude only. Here this quantity. Now the d bar is nothing but a flux density is vector quantity. The direction of the flux density is same as the flux. Same as the flux. That's why the flux is always in the radial direction. That's why you have taken as a AR bar in a spherical coordinate system. Now from this one, you are finding the electric field intensity inside of a sphere. E bar equal to d bar by epsilon. This is equal to rho v into r by 3 epsilon a r bar. This is the electric field intensity inside of a charge sphere. 3 cases. The first case is we have taken a point outside of a sphere. Second case we have taken the point on the sphere. Third case, we have taken the point P inside of a sphere because we want to know how the electric field intensity will be changing from the inside to the outside of a charged sphere. Outside of a charged sphere. Now we are going to draw the variation of the electric field intensity. We have taken the electric field intensity on the y-axis. The distance r we have taken on the x-axis. If the point is inside of a sphere, nothing but r less than the a, r less than the a. This is expression. Nothing but the electric field intensity is directly proportional to the radius. Directly proportional to the distance between the point P and center of the sphere. Directly proportional. Nothing but up to this point, the electric field intensity is a straight line. Electric field intensity is straight line. After this point, on the sphere, the electric field intensity equal to this one. That is constant value. That is constant. The second expression. Case 2. Case 1. Nothing outside of a sphere. Outside of a sphere, the electric field intensity is directly proportional to the 1 by r square. Nothing but it will be drastically decreases. We come to the 0 after the some distance. After the some distance. This is the variation of the electric field intensity due to the charged sphere. Charged sphere. Just summarizing the electric field intensity due to the charged sphere. We have taken the charged sphere with a charge density of rho v. We have taken the one point outside of a sphere where we apply the Gauss law and found the electric field intensity. Next, we have taken the point on the surface of a charge. There we found the electric field intensity. That is case 2. In third case, we have taken the point inside of a sphere. There we have calculated the electric field intensity. From these three expressions, we developed how the electric field intensity will be changing from the inside to the outside of a outside of a charged sphere, inside to the outside of a charged sphere. That is from the inside, as long as the electric field intensity inside of a sphere, that is linear. On the sphere, it is constant. If the point is away from the sphere, that is directly proportional to 1 by r square, nothing but a rectangular hyperbola, drastically decreases. After some distance, if the point is very away from the sphere, there is no electric field intensity. Finally, this graph is come to the 0. Finally, the graph is come to the 0. Nothing but there is no electric field intensity very far away from the charged sphere. Charged sphere.